Such a beautiful song. All right. Hello, YouTube. This is High Priestess Jamila. And I am going to send out this message. In fact, I am going to be posting this to my wall. And I am going to move on and start building up my other channel. And of course, coming back to this channel from time to time, in case people want to come over and subscribe to my other channel. Um, there's been quite a bit of, uh, paranormal, racist activity that has been going on for several years. And I'm not real sure. I think it's a variety of reasons. I think it's an ex frenemy of mine who doesn't want to let go, could be partially the reason why I would attract, racist non-black people. Um, it could also be because of the way that I look. Could also be, that I've responded to some of the self-hating coons on this website. But I have a message for you. You are only hurting yourself. You can't hurt me. Neither can the ops and the agents that are black hurt me. You can't hurt me. You can only hurt yourself. Um, you are practicing a way of life that has passed, and it's a possibility that you're possibly under possession by your bad ancestors. That's just like the witches versus the church. As they hung and burned the witches, their towns became cursed because it was only because of the witches that their towns were not cursed. So it's the same thing. What your bad ancestors don't tell you is that when that way of life and that system of slavery and oppression was happening, your people became cursed. Now, I'm not asking you to like me. In fact, you have the right to dislike whoever you want. But the problem is the attacks. Trying to do spiritual work on me, posting photographs of my mother, doing smear campaigns against me. One lady even tried to say that she was responsible for my mother's death. That's real funny. Okay. That one I had to laugh at. You are not going to have anything but pain and suffering in your life because you are possessed, and you are possessed by bad ancestors that spread a sickness and a disease to you, because hatred is a sickness. The reason why my household that I run is so peaceful and so loving is because I don't teach hatred in my house. So that hatred is going to destroy you. So when you're posting up photos, spreading rumors about me, understand that you are only hurting yourself. And I will not scurry around trying to flag you. I don't have time for it. I don't have the time and the energy. My ancestors and my spirits have already stated that if you're using my image in any way for personal gain or to be derogatory or to spread rumors, that you're already cursed. You're already being dealt with. Okay. And you need to get you some help. Sadly, there must not be enough love in your own community for people to actually help you. And rumor has it that your race is supposed to be better than blacks. That's the rumor, that you're better than us, right? So, you yourself, unless you are a reincarnated slave master from those days, you were not present. You don't know exactly what happened. And I'm talking about from the moment that slavery was abolished. And the truth of the matter is that every black person in America was not slaves. Yeah. Oh, unknown person, I already know. I already know. I agree. I totally agree. There's a lot of black women that I have known my whole life that I have a tremendous amount of love for. But I believe these people are possessed by that's a bad ancestor. Okay, that would be considered possession by a bad ancestor, is what a lot of these non-black people are going through. Okay, and that hatred, it kills. It's doing nothing but harming you. I wake up every single day with love in my heart, love for my family, love for my children, love for the world, and that feels good. If you have an ancestor that is making you deal with nothing but hate, and Black people go through it. We go through anger for being mistreated. But you don't want to carry that on your heart. You have to be able to transmute that energy. So there's blessings that are coming through that transmutation. Instead of being angry, if you're a black person and your ancestors are not there, which a lot of black people, they're not, then you're going to have that awful feeling of hate, and life is going to be hard for you. But specifically when it comes to white racist or any other race, Latina racist, when it comes to y'all, you're harming nobody but yourself. And being a racist doesn't give you power. It's actually very disempowering. Because we hear about how blacks were hung and beaten and fed to alligators and all that jazz. But guess what? Do you think that those slave owners that physically and sexually abused those slaves, you think that they don't have curses on them because of that? Now, I understand that the transatlantic slave trade, a lot of those slaves were prisoners, and their families were, um, you know, I believe that it's a lot too that we're not being told. I feel like if you committed some kind of crime, you could be taken into slavery. Um, but what about the generations after that? Why did their children have to suffer? Why did their children's have to suffer? Why? Those people were innocent. Okay? Those people were innocent. Innocent people are being harmed because of it, you know? And that ain't right. Okay? I'm always willing to stand up for what's right. But you got a sickness inside of you that causes you to hate. Yeah, you're right. They were betrayed, and um I think it probably had something to do with what family you were born into. But many of us were not born into those types of families, I can tell you this, that my grandmother, my grandfather on my maternal side, they were never on welfare. What do we got racist white women on here saying that I'm a welfare witch? I don't have welfare in my womb. There's no poverty in my womb. Every black woman in my family that preceded me was very successful either in their jobs or businesses. My grandmother was the first black supervisor at the United States Postal Service, and she retired and opened up her own business until she fell ill and passed away in her old age. And I believe that my grandmother would have lived a lot longer had she not been handling perms and relaxers. In fact, I don't believe it was the cigarettes that gave my grandmother cancer and, took her out so soon because she was only 69 years of age. I believe it was inhaling the fumes from perms and relaxers. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And so, but still, a lot of those slave masters that died sick, they want to go and point that sickness at any and every black person that they can, especially us progressive blacks. They don't have a problem with the black people that are willing to bow down to them. But the black people that have too much pride in themselves and love themselves and are progressive people, they don't like them. Yeah. I consider myself to be sovereign from that system. But, to look at every black person, and try to reduce them and say, oh, you're welfare, when we know that it's more white people on welfare in this country than blacks. To look at us and do that is racist and it is prejudice. And you're a liar. In fact, most of my family that I came from were successful people. My mother was successful. My grandmother, successful. Okay. So, eh, you know, um, I'm not going to allow your bad ancestors are not welcome. And that's why a lot of them are sick. That's why I have a lot of empathy for white people because I know where y'all came from. If you came from a family that actually, I mean, like, imagine the mentality of a person that takes a whip and beats the crap out of another human being for nothing. Imagine the mentality of somebody that snatches a baby away from its mother to go and sacrifice the child. Imagine the mentality of a person that would rape a man, that would rape another black man. Your ancestors were twisted, sick people. They were sick. That's why you're sick now. Torture, rape, the biggest legalized criminals in the world. So I know you better than what you think. And here's the issue with your plight: slavery has been abolished, and your prejudiced views outside of the sector and outside of this little corner on my channel where you have isolated essentially black people from even seeing my channel by false flagging and smear campaigns against me. You're not accepted in this world. You're very frowned upon. And the difference between then and now, even though I don't believe I've ever been a slave, it doesn't resonate with my soul, is that black people have the resources to fight you, to fight your system of oppression, to fight your evil. Okay. Well, not all of them, though, unknown person. Not all of them. I mean, when you think about it, these slaves were slaves generationally. And so, for example, if your father commits a crime and goes to prison, because, and prison is basically, well, not really, because they treat prisoners better sometimes than they treat the ones, ordinary citizens. But like, does that mean that the children have to become slaves or in the system? And I believe that there's a lot of secrets within that too. But I don't think that everybody dishonored their roots, because I've been forced to suffer mind, body, heart, and soul, and I haven't dishonored my roots or my ancestors at all. In fact, I work with my ancestors quite a bit, you know. So I don't believe that everybody did that. You know what I'm saying? Like I just believe that a lot of these racist people, they are cruel, they are possessed, they have no respect or regard for black people. But yeah, I can definitely I can dig what you're saying, cuz I would never stand beside, I don't care what a black person has done. I'll handle that person myself. I'm a witch. I'm not going to stand beside a racist person. Even though we know that there's black people that are racist, but that's really unkosher. You know, that would be just like a Jewish person standing beside somebody that's anti-Semitic. And black people need to have better standards for themselves. Wouldn't you agree? But then again, I feel that they are under possession sometimes. That's why I give certain people passes, because I feel like they're under possession. Yeah, yeah. That's why that's why I forgive certain people, because I feel that they're under possession at that point. Because I do feel that a lot of these white racists, especially the ones that are practicing witchcraft, I believe that they do practice with their ancestors that are against and are okay with attacking black people and sort of trying to take them under the same mind imprisonment and possessing them with spirits. You'd be surprised at the amount of black men that I have black women come to me about their husbands that are under possession. And that's one of them. So they are practicing dirty, dirty, dirty KKK magic. And they are using spirits and they are using witchcraft. So you can imagine the struggle of having either your family member under that type of possession to work against you, or either someone that you love to work against you. It's hard. Um, but there's always a solution. Yeah. If I love a black person and I know that that black person loves me, I won't let them self-destruct, because my ego is gone. And I know that when you doing those horrible things, that you are possessed. In fact, a lot of times when it comes to KKK magic, a lot of their high priestesses and witches, they don't even have to know or either be magically connected. Those spirits go through them, and that's all that's needed. That's why I don't speak to those people. That's why those people are blocked from my social media. Yeah, because I'm already knowing that if I open up a line of communication, you never know, it might be a spirit that might jump on me. So you ain't gonna never see me out here standing beside a white racist, bigging them up. If I have a problem with a black person, I'm gonna handle it. I'm not gonna do it. So our people are sick when they're doing that. They're under possession when they're doing that. Yeah, yeah. But no white racist is given a green light on just destroying a black person. We have every right to defend ourselves. I have every right to defend myself. And I will. And I see y'all. I see y'all all in the chat room trying to, possess what you call your flying monkeys. You know what I'm saying? I see you. And all of you have been identified as white racists trying to, facilitate this possession and this destruction of black people. And you're not going to get away with that with somebody I care about. And we all know who I'm talking about. Okay? Because that person's ancestors are at war for that person. Because we all know that you have an intent to destroy that person, either get him locked up in prison or dead. Okay? So, that's why I said I'm not going to, come on here and keep repeating myself when it comes to that. We all know what's going on with that, right? So if you want to call me a fool, a desperate, a fool in love, or whatever, then okay. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. Same thing as any of my sons. You want to attack my sons because they came from a black womb. But I'm going to stand in front of my sons and make sure that you don't do anything to hurt any of my children, my daughters too. And just like you lost that war to continue to enslave my people when slavery was abolished, you'll lose this war also, obviously. And I send all your ancestors, since I know you're listening, I send them all into the void, into hell, into purgatory. And I understand there are a lot of black people on this platform that hate themselves and hate other blacks, but I'm not one of them because I have discernment and I don't care about my ego. I don't care if somebody says, "Oh, she's got, this and that." That ego is a weakness. I already know what needs to be done, and I understand the assignment, and I'm going to continue. Okay, and I'm talking about the people I care about. It's not my job to save every last black man on YouTube. Nah, yeah. So that ain't my job to, be the savior for every black man. But when I see you trying to attack people, which it's obvious, people that are close to me, my children, my sons that I gave birth to, I'm going to stand my ground. Because it's not even about partially it's about low vibrational, low self esteem. But then again, it's also because of possession. You are under possession by your fallen ancestors. that fell flat on their face because they was beating up, killing, and raping my people. Okay. In fact, I wish I could talk about the history of my great grandfather, but I'm not. It would be too triggering for people. So I'm gonna keep that to myself. Okay. So, like I said, when you destroy somebody's life with lies, think of it as a loan that you're gonna have to repay with interest. And being ignorant to something doesn't always save you, you know. Sometimes you can be doing harm and not know that you're doing harm to a person, and you still have to pay the price. But I believe that y'all are fully aware of what you're doing. And that's why you're in that sector taking advantage of people that it ain't weak mindedness, is weak spirited, weak spirits. Okay. And yes, I have swirled before. I have a biracial child. Doesn't mean that I was ever against my own people. Doesn't mean that I believe that your people are more attractive or that you're better. No, you wrong place for that. You in the wrong place for that. Because I can compliment a white woman and say, oh, she's really pretty or she's beautiful. But do I think that your standard of beauty is the only standard of beauty? No, I don't. Okay. And it's not even about beauty. It's about call of duty, and don't try to simplify it that, as far as when it comes to looks. Uh-uh. Looks don't have nothing to do with this because looks can be deceiving. It is. You're right. So it doesn't matter. You still don't have the right to try to enslave the souls and the minds of people that I care about. Okay. That doesn't give you the right. And I'm not of an opinion that if a black man wants to sleep with a white woman that he's destroyed or ruined or whatever. Now, it don't even have nothing to do with sex, love, or any of that, because what y'all are doing, the people that I'm talking to, has nothing to do with love, has nothing to do with sex, has nothing to do with passion or ecstasy. This is all about your deceitfulness and what you have been trying to do to people. Okay, with your fake love. You don't have no love for any of these people. Your intent is to destroy them and their lives and the people around them. And some of them get very arrogant, they get very spiteful. Okay, sometimes it can be possession, but sometimes it can just be naturally how that person is, right? They gonna learn the hard way when they laid out on the pavement bleeding to death, that you had nothing but malice in mind, and you meant to take those men and women as a sacrifice. You wanted to shed their blood. You enjoyed seeing their blood shed on the pavement. You heard me? So when it comes to love, there is no competition because we know that you don't love, not even your own people. That's why you date outside, and you don't date outside of your race. You screw outside of your race. You are a coven of Black Widow, what what um what Malcolm X would have called the blue-eyed devil. Okay, and that's not a label for all white women. You are the beast, you are the devil. You possess Jezebel's spirit, which is why you kept contacting me yesterday. Okay. All right now. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. I'm gonna take a little break. Make sure that y'all subscribe to my Witches Broom channel. Let me go grab the link real quick. My channel has been under attack. This channel has been under attack by not only white racists, but as well as the what do they call that? The black men that are under their thumb. So make sure y'all sub to this other channel. I'm gonna take a little hiatus. Okay. All right. So I don't need to be on YouTube every single day. I think a lot of people be wondering if I'm okay. Oh, trust me, I'm gonna be all right. I'm always okay. So if you don't see me on here on this channel, doesn't mean that I'm not alive. I'm still alive. Trust me. But you know where I'm at if you need to reach me for anything. Anybody that's supposed to reach out to me. Okay. All right. Thank you for the support, unknown person. I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Blessings to my to my people that stand with me. All right, y'all. Peace.